As we approach the end of the year, we have 2 banners left to go in Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. The next banner is finally going to be KAMO, who is featured up. Now today we're going to be talking about his banner and the event that comes out alongside his banner, and we're going to talk about whether you guys should be pulling on this banner or not. Spoiler alert, I'll just tell you now, you probably shouldn't be pulling on it, but I'm going to go over what he can do and give you guys an idea of what I think of him, because I have tried him on JP a little bit and I have my own thoughts, of course. So after the maintenance, we will probably get some rewards. The maintenance is going to be happening tonight, like right after I make this video, and then we will have the new gacha out and we will have the new event out, Grand Exorcism Battle. This event is going to have a one time period to go through, so you're not going to have to wait for other parts of the map to unlock like some of the previous other events, and you are able to get this free SSR recollection the same. It's an okay recollection, it's not anything too crazy, and you're also able to get, if you scroll down here, you are able to get some tickets. I do believe it's going to be about 5 tickets. That's what it's been in the previous map events. And then they'll have 5 for purchase in the shop for like $2.99 or $7.99 or something like that is usually how they do it. So you get 5 from the event and then 5 from the shop, and then you have a full multi of 10. They are also giving us 10 free tickets in the gift box. So you're going to get those 10 free tickets as well. So if you're willing to spend like $2.99, you'll have essentially 2 free multis. It's not free though if you're spending that money, but it's not too bad in price for 2 free multis to potentially get KAMO. So if you can get the tickets, I do recommend the tickets. They're the best investment, but absolutely do not waste cubes on this banner that is coming up. Additionally, you'll be able to get these rewards right here, and the biggest thing here in my opinion, I've always said this, are the Phantom Medals, because you are working towards getting free SSR characters, whether that be Mahito, Hanami, or Jogo. Now, in my opinion, right now, Hanami is the one to get because she can carry you through Illusory Tower, especially if you have Hollow Purple Gojo. If you don't have Hollow Purple Gojo, then you should probably be saving for Mahito, because he will probably be coming out in January or February. That is not confirmed, but it's very, very likely. I would say like 90% likely. So do with that information what you will. I made a couple of videos talking about their kits and why you should or shouldn't summon on them. Go check those out if you guys want to see those. But some pretty good stuff in this event. Always nice to get extra events in here to get some more cubes, because we all know we need cubes. So the more crappy banners they give us, like KAMO, and the more events they give us, it makes it a lot easier to save for the hidden inventory characters that will probably be coming up. Now, as for KAMO's banner, it does feature him, and then it also features the recollection that we've already gotten on the Nishimiya banner. I pulled like 3 or 4 copies of this recollection, so I would be very, very disappointed if I pulled it again trying to pull KAMO, okay? So if you don't want to be disappointed, just save yourself the trouble and don't even pull on this banner. That being said, I know KAMO is some people's favorite character, right? So some people are going to want to spend, so we need to talk about whether he is actually even worth it in terms of kit, like if he has any usefulness. And I will say really quickly that for KAMO, Nishimiya is, and all the other general pool units, not including Megami and like the recent ones, not Hollow Purple Gojo, but the base general pool units and Nishimiya are all on KAMO's banner. So really quickly, the map event is going to be going from December 27th until January 4th to give you guys a time frame or idea, and then I imagine around January 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, I don't know, we'll probably see the next banner. So we know we're getting what 2 banners we're getting for the rest of the year pretty much. The question is what banner comes after that. So what are we getting right now? Well, we're getting KAMO right now. This was February for the JP side of the game. Then if we go to March, which is 3 months away from the half anniversary where you get hidden inventory characters, you are going to get, and I've already done a video on this, but you're going to get main story chapter 11 releasing sometime here at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year, and you're also most likely going to get powerful enemy battle versus Hanami here at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year. It would make sense for them to do this specifically for the new year, to bring it in, because people will be excited about that. And then we are definitely not going to get that rerun. There's no way they do that rerun, so that means the last and final banner is most likely for the year going to be this Mechamaru. Now, if it's not Mechamaru, there is a very good chance they just decide to skip these last 2 months and go to half anniversary and put up, you know, Teen Gojo for the new year to draw some hype and try to make people spend, right? It's hard to say what they do, but more than likely The last two banners are going to be KAMO and Mechamaru, so that means around probably January 7th or so, like I said, maybe January 10th, then we will see the next character. That next character could be, I think it's highly likely that it's the hidden inventory characters, but it could, you never know, it could be this Toto who's like no one's going to want to summon for because he's really bad. And we also had Mahito come out around the time of that Toto, so we could have Mahito come out as well in January. I think it's highly likely. Or we could have the Itadori, right? So it could be a number of things coming out at the beginning of January, but for right now, we do have KAMO coming out finally, and his events finally, which was super important because we didn't get it with Nishimiya, and that made a lot of people mad because they were missing out on cubes when they might have wanted to pull for Nishimiya. So these two released at the same time. Nishimiya, top tier unit, KAMO, bottom tier unit. It's actually crazy how different they are, but let's talk about his kit so you guys can make your own judgments here. So Noritoshi KAMO, he is an attacker type unit, and he did just get adjusted on JP. Now, the adjustments are not super crazy for him, unfortunately. They do help him, like, significantly, but they won't be here on Global. So I'm going to go over the pre-adjustment, then I'll go over the post-adjustment, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, before even going into his kit, his ultimate is his best skill for damage. It's very, very good. So his characteristic, when flowing red scale state deactivates, increases own damage received. The pre-adjustment skill 1 deals 100% melee taijutsu damage to the selected enemy. If flowing red scale state is active, increases own damage by 15.8% for 3 turns. Post-adjustment, it is going to change it a little bit, right? So you go from 100% to 109% melee taijutsu damage, and you have additional 100% damage if flowing red scale state is active compared to before. And you also have this same effect if flowing red state is active, increases own damage by 15.1%. But that's a big adjustment to damage overall. He's just getting a lot more damage on his skill 1, so that's actually a really nice adjustment. I don't feel like it moved him, it really didn't move him up very much on the tier list. Like, it looks better on paper than it actually is, but it's still pretty good. His skill 2 is flowing red scale, increases own taijutsu damage by 30.4% for 3 turns, jujutsu damage by 25% for 3 turns, activates flowing red scale state for 3 turns, and recovers own curse energy by 5 every turn for 3 turns. This is his most important skill realistically, because by activating this skill, all your other skills get buffed. His post adjustment changes everything to 5 turns and add some additional effects. Like, look at how much longer that is. It's such a change for him. It's crazy, right? So activates flowing red scale state for 5 turns. That makes it a little bit better, so you don't have to worry about using this skill as often, which is actually a really nice adjustment. It's going to make him a lot better. So, like, I said his adjustment isn't good. It's not like it's not that it's not good. It's just not as good as others, but it's really, it is nice, I will say. Increases own damage dealt for the special by 5.5% for 5 turns, increases own jujutsu damage by 20.9% for 5 turns. Notice though, they decrease the amount of percentage, but they increase the amount of turns, so it kind of evens out. If they had kept the same percentage or upped the percentage and did it for 5 turns, that would have been insane. Recovers own cursed energy by 5 for 5 turns every turn, and then flowing red scale and special statuses cannot be stacked. Increases own damage dealt by 5%. So now he has an extra 5% right here added on to the 20% there. Increases own jujutsu damage by an additional 10%. So overall, it is a damage boost. Decreases own damage received by 5%. I wish that was a little bit higher, like 15% would be sick. That would make him so much better. And then when flowing red scale state deactivates, increases own damage received by 10% for 6 turns. That is the big detriment though, because when you deactivate it, he's taking 10% more damage, and that's a little bit rough right there, but you're getting some pretty good trade outs. But the trick is just don't let it deactivate. But I don't think you can actually stop it. Can be canceled by activating flowing red. Okay, can be canceled. Literally, I just got to read the next line. So it can be canceled by activating again. Yeah, so that's the trick. Just activate it again before it runs out. That way, or after it runs out, and you can cancel the damage. That way you're not taking the extra 10% damage. So there you go. That's a lot better adjustment. And then skill 3, Slicing Exorcism, deals 135.2% range jujutsu damage to one enemy. During flowing red scale status, change skill effect into deals 135.2% range jujutsu damage to all enemies. So keep in mind, everything that I'm reading for pre-adjustment is what we're going to have in global right now when you pull for him. So don't get too excited about the post-adjustment stuff because it's going to be a little bit till we have that. Now, post-adjustment, it goes from 135.2 to 135%, so they decreased it a little bit, but then this changes, right, and gets better. So if Flowing Red Scale State is active, changes skill effect into deals 180% range jujutsu damage to all enemies, as opposed to 135%. So a big adjustment at even level 1. At level 10, it goes from 201 to 270%. So that's pretty good AoE damage. And then last but not least, we have his ultimate, Piercing Blood. Deals 830% range jujutsu damage to the selected enemy. If Flowing Red Scale State is active, increases own damage by 30%. Post adjustment, nothing changed for this skill, but this still is probably literally like his best skill. It is a nuke. It does a ton of damage, like really good damage. My only problem with it is it is single target damage. So it's like, why would I be choosing blue KAMO over blue Gojo? And then for auto skills, there's nothing, so that means, you know, nothing got adjusted. They didn't add an auto skill on or anything. So overall, eventually when he gets adjusted, I will say, I'll be completely honest, it gives him a lot more value, makes him a lot better to play, and makes him a lot more fun to play. I don't know, though, that he has a lot of places in the game right now with Illusory Tower or Formidable Foe Battle or any of those things that are in the game, because you're realistically, if you have Blue Gojo, which most people do, not going to choose KAMO as the character to use. Now that could change because JP is getting a new game mode here in January where maybe we need like an all blue team or need more like different types of characters or things like that, where he might find more usefulness with that new game mode, but things might not change and he might, you know, never be more useful than Blue Gojo. So that's the biggest problem with KAMO, is just the fact that he's blue. Maybe if he was in another category, he would be good for a little bit on global, but I feel like now we have a Gojo for almost every category that is broken. So really, why are you going to choose him over Gojo or other attacker characters? But if he is your favorite character, and he's someone you like, I do recommend using the tickets. But beyond using the tickets, whether you like him or not, even if you like him, please don't waste your cubes. For the love of everything, save your cubes. This is me telling you, do not summon on this banner, because hidden inventory is like more than likely 80-90% coming January and or February. So very, very likely that hidden inventory is coming. You guys are going to want to save your cubes for those characters because those characters are absolutely broken. And if you spend on this banner and end up just pulling a bunch of the recollection, you are never going to forgive yourself. And last but not least, I want to end off this video by reminding you guys that you need to put in these codes here. Yes, it's not a lot, but it is free stuff. So I do post this on my YouTube channel. If you guys are not already subscribed, I do it under the community post tab. So hopefully you will see it. In case you guys did not see it, winter support serial code JJK PP gift 2024. You'll get an AP supplementary pack and 2 gacha tickets. And then if you put in this code here, JJK PP winter, AP supplementary pack ×1 and Phantom Parade gacha ticket ×1. So 3 free gacha tickets and 2 AP supplementary packs. Not the craziest thing, right? But it is something, I guess, that they gave us for Christmas. They really, I know people are going to be like, I'm ending the video with this, so this is what people are going to remember. And they're going to be negative, and they're going to be like, wow, they really couldn't even give us cubes. Like, yes, there's negatives, okay? There's always negatives to any game. But positive, I can honestly say with the event, positive is that this is a very skippable banner, and essentially they're giving us more resources to farm out more cubes and to be able to save for hidden inventory characters. So that is one positive in my opinion, and I am looking forward to doing the event. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments, and once again, just to end off the video one last time, do not summon on the KAMO banner. I probably myself will summon, and you'll see the summon video, but don't do what I do. If you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, and hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.